ICE officers and other U.S. government personnel who are performing federal functions, including the enforcement of federal law and to protect federal property at locations where protests against these functions are occurring or are likely to occur based on current threat assessments and planned operations. The Washington Post said that Elizabeth Gotein with the Brennan Center for Justice said the way Trump is employing the statute is unprecedented and untested and departs from its use by previous presidents. She said past presidents have typically invoked this law
Welcome to the We-On-Loc Nation channel. I'm not going to be with you for very long. I'm just going to show you a demonstration. I'm going to show you clips of what's going on today, what's going on right now, what happened, I would say, yesterday or last night, and what happened with the LA riots when it came to the immigrant ISIS people, Anton, whatever, basically getting some immigrants out, legal immigrants out the country, which is fairly illegal. But under Donald Trump, what's the definition of legal? I'm not going to talk very long. I'm just going to show you what's going on, what's taking place right now. And welcome to the new America. And remember, this is what you voted for. Check it out.
President Trump's not invoking the Insurrection Act will mean the troops will be limited in what they will be able to perform. Steve Vladek with Georgetown Law said nothing the president did last night would, for instance, authorize these National Guard troops to conduct their own immigration raids or to make their own immigration arrests or otherwise do anything other than, to quote the president's own memorandum, those military protective activities that the Secretary of Defense determines that are reasonably necessary to ensure the protection and safety of federal personnel and property. So again, all they are being assigned to do here by the president is protect federal personnel and protect federal property. And then one more thing to mention from this article from the Washington Post. At Southwestern Law School in Los Angeles, Rachel E. Van Landingham said National Guard troops under state control have broader law enforcement authorities. Those under control like these will have more restraints. But she said it can easily and quickly escalate to mortal and constitutional danger if Trump decides to also invoke the Insurrection Act, which would give the National Guard members and any active duty troops who've been in their power to perform law enforcement. So again, right now they're just there to protect it. They don't have the power to arrest people, but that could change if President Trump invoked the Insurrection Act. They can't perform searches either. Anyways, that was a report today from the Washington Post. Now, Susanna Branch says if they're fired upon, then what? Well, I assume, their job is to defend, do what they need to do to protect federal facilities and protect federal workers like ICE workers and other federal employees. But I mean, I'm sure you could make some sort of argument like if they're fired upon, that's preventing them from doing their jobs, kind of thing. So there's all kinds of things I'm sure they could do and say it's part of that responsibility. And it's a good question how much leeway they would have. What can they do and say, well, we're just doing this in order to protect the buildings or in order to protect. Could they take somebody in custody? We're doing it to protect the building. That's why we're taking them in custody. I don't know about that.
It's a bunch of bullshit. They know they're doing this. Trump's doing this to boost his ego. That's all it is. You know he ain't got that. He ain't got much life left in this world to live. He's 80 years old. He can barely. He slumps over his words. He can barely read the teleprompter. Hey, cynical one. He can barely read the teleprompter. He barely does shit on his own. So he doesn't have too long ago. He's just stretching it real thin as much as he can stretch it. He knows he has power. He know he does. I'm not buying into this bullshit that Trump doesn't have the power to invoke arrest amongst the people, citizens of the people. They're like, yes, he does. He's a president of the United States, which this is what people wanted. This is the people who have the nerve to protest. Actually, are the actual ones that put him in office or voted him in office. They can't put him in office. They don't. I mean, people don't have the power to vote. People who have the power to vote don't choose presidents. Your elitists choose presidents. Hey, Tanya, your elitists choose presidents, whether you know it or not. So I'm not shocked at this.
Thank you, Ship Clock 5. Willem Wiesman. Chris Tankalav. Chris Tankalavad. SRF. Wicked Night.
On federal property. They're saying that we're violating the law by blocking the entrances. But let us be reminded that this is public property and we pay for it through our taxpayer dollars. One of the things I want to note is from 2005. This is from the Bush administration. So I'm going to leave this here for any media that wants to look at it. It's right here.
Thanks also, Voices from the Grove, Uncle Lester Cam, Dan Drew, Hippie Mimi, and Ryan Vegan Tech, John Cassidy, Bean Juice Bond, Drock. Thank you. And I want to quickly shout out our moderators too, because you guys are awesome. Oh, thanks also to I Bet You Are 143 on Twitch for the gift sub. Thanks Fargo Bitwise on Twitch, Eric 98233 on Twitch, and thanks to our moderators. Also, thanks to Just Another Zen for your support. Thanks to our moderators, Janet B. I appreciate it. Beth Mythical over there on YouTube moderating. Thank you. On Twitch. Good Luck Duck, LB Prairie Dawn. I Got That Fire, Matthew Kohai 3, McBritches and Sarah. Charlotte Webb, Margaret Riley over there on Facebook. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X. Thank you.
Media is not press. He is a white supremacist sinner. That's right, Joe. I fucking know you. You follow the trucker convoy. You fucking love maggots. Motherfucker, you are the biggest white supremacist on these fucking streets. Go to, yeah, you don't have to watch, bitch. Go back and take your skills on the radio. Suck off Oreo Express. What the fuck? Why is anybody who stands with you? He is not press. He is not press. He's a white supremacist. He's a motherfucker. He's a motherfucker. He doesn't give a shit about anybody except for his white supremacist motherfucking buddies. Fuck you, Joe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about. Fuck you. It's all I'm saying. You stupid fucking idiot. You film yourself, dude. He is not friends. He is not friends. He has a YouTube channel. Oh, and a Rumble channel. I don't want to miss the Rumble. Fuck you, Joe.
Oh, dummy. This is the new America. Welcome to what's that song? This is America. Don't catch you slipping. The people who protest is the same people who voted him in office. I don't understand it. But what I'm really tripping on is how is it that you're kicking illegal immigrants out and welcoming in white refugees? Strengthening what little if you know what I mean, you got left. New world order. Like he ain't had nothing to do with Project 2025. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. They're just standing around. They're just standing around. I got something better. I got something better for your ass. Let's see. Let's see. It was, but it's so good. I have to find it. No, 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 no. I got something better than that. I got something better than that. I have to find it. Let's see. I know somebody who had a better view of what is. You're invoking DHS police, the National Guard, and you're threatening to send in the Marines. Really? I'm laughing. We ain't that motherfucker. But I guarantee you something fucked up happens to us. Oh, it's a fight. It's a fucking fight. Let me say. Yeah, I knew she had it. I knew she had something. Let's see. All right. Thank you, Lisa. I want to say thank you, Lisa Carbria. Thank you, Lisa Carbria. This is well needed. I'm rounded up. Link. Link it is. Link it is. The link is up. The link is up. I told people for months. Even these, but then again, you thought voting a woman in would do any better. It wouldn't provoke this. But I don't want to see no. I don't want to see no dude in no dress. Yes.
Okay. Now, the people that's protesting, if they were all black, the guards would have shot them dead to rights, no questions asked. Okay? That's a fact right there, man. That's a fact. They would have shot them all dead and they wouldn't say nothing about it. We didn't know there was black people at that protest over there. We just doing what Master Trump says. Okay, that's what Master Trump wants. This is Master Trump's world, folks. And if y'all voted for him, y'all got what you deserve. Okay, you was beholden to Master Trump's nuts. Okay, that's what it is. You was bought. You was loving him. You loved him. You liked what he said. But now look what you got. You got protesters out there going to shoot anybody that's not alive out there. But like I said, if they was black, they would have shot them dead to rights. And another thing, before I get all freaking riled up again, this is what the MAGA dipsticks that voted for Trump. Y'all got what y'all deserve. Y'all gonna stay in your bed and lie in it, and y'all be beholden to Master Trump. And I like to say to Elon Musk, you was Master Trump's bitch. Why you do that now? I don't believe you had a fight with him, Elon the tramp. Ilana, I call you Ilana. So anybody that's beholden to Trump, you is just grabbing his nuts just to go all the way with him. So y'all is out there just doing what you want to do, and Master Trump is telling y'all do what you do or you'll get fired. Thank you very much. And I'd like to say, hey, yo, we on Log Nation. Glad you got me out here. I'm going to face what I have to face on Thursday. But I'd like to say to the famous words of Benny Barbarino of Welcome Back Carter, up your nose to rubber hose, and also from the famous words of Captain Murtaugh of Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for this shit, and you MAGA dipsticks is beholden to Master. I see you later. Bye.
Bye. And these are the announcements of Hammer Nation, aka Tony. That's gonna be my sponsor. She's gonna be my sponsor for you on this. But let me get to the meat and potatoes. Oh, that's funny. Now, this one might make you throw up.
South Los Angeles area.
Since this happened today and no one was notified, will this happen again tomorrow? Will it be next week? Will it be next month? It's that sense of uncertainty, fear, and anxiety that is created in our city when this happens.
Close, papi, close. Close it, papi. Close it, close it, close it. Oh, shit. Y'all got PTSD, nigga. That shit crazy. Oh. Damn, that shit sound like shots. Damn. What the fuck? Nigga, that shit crazy. Get out of burn out.
Your dumb ass throwing a pop can. Stupid. I got a question. If they are willing to do this to legal and illegal immigrants, what makes you think that what they're gonna do to you, do to blacks in America? What do you think they're gonna do to blacks in America? Potentially worse. The worst shit has ever happened to a person is the worst thing that can ever happen to a black man. But what we read in the history books, those who do read, you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If you want peace, you got to be prepared for war. This is just the first stage. They're talking about bringing in the Marines. People say Donald Trump can't provoke this. Yes, he can. He has all power, all foresight to do whatever he sees fit to keep America in alignment. Because these imbeciles that are protesting have the nerve to protest, but have the nerve to they're basically digging their own graves. If you're not making money, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you're not making money, serious money on this watch, because you seem to forget. Um, no, they bending his elbow. Donald Trump is a capitalist and an opportunist. People fail to see that. And right now, he's provoking vengeance on America. It's not just about blacks, not just about whites, not just about anyone a capitalist. You got to know what capitalist means. Why do you think he's trying to get rid of the middle class so much? Why do you think he's trying to get rid of the middle class? Why do you think he's trying to provoke measures to see that people who were not in this country legally, but then again, illegally, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I mean, look at it. Look at the situation. I mean, looking back at it, I would rather deal with somebody who was a rainbowist than a white radicalist. I call them white radicalists. But this is what you get. And he will not stop there. His old ass will not stop. Unless that very day when he was I think he was making some type of statements of whatever type of town that he was in, right? And by the way, this is just this is just for finding a few illegal immigrants, and you're mistakenly gathering up and dragging out the homes legal people who have been in this country for years. You're separating families. What? Separating families? That was like, what happened to black people here in America? You separated our families. I bet we weave. Oh, this is going to get worse. This is going to get way worse. ICE raid, protests, and these are peaceful protesters. These are peaceful protesters that are getting their ass whooped. That they're the ones that are getting sprayed on or whatever, fired on, not with live rounds. Because if this was live rounds, America would be in shambles. He's trying to place fear upon the people. And do you think that these immigrants actually give a shit? No, they don't. They're gonna do whatever it takes to get it. I mean, if Trump takes them out, what is he gonna do? Put them in jail? What is he gonna do? Put them in jail? That's illegal. Unless he signs, I forgot what voting powers he has. I forgot what thing that was. But some guy mentioned something that unless he signs the uh something act, I have to research it. Then of course he can get the National Guards to arrest people on site and build up some type of order or some shit like that. But how many people, other than Gabber Newsom, who was a piece of shit, and if you think Gabber Newsom is the greatest thing since sliced bread, I question your sanity. Now they're just getting the trucks together. They're either shutting down shop or they just stealing. Yep, those are the trucks. What's this guy got us?
So you tell me, did this happen in some third world authoritarian fascist country, or did this happen in the United States of America? Spoiler alert, it happened in Los Angeles, United States of America, yesterday. I'll show a couple more clips at the end of this video if you want to see what mainstream media is not showing you what happened last night in Los Angeles with the ICE raids. Massive ICE raids in the Los Angeles area last night. Protesters took to the streets. This is what fascism looks like. There's a right way to do things and there's a wrong way to do things. There's no reason to be dressed up in military tactical gear. There's no reason to throw flash bombs into peaceful protesters, by the way. And these ICE agents that wear masks are thugs and they're cowards for wearing masks. You are all cowards for wearing masks. Show who you really are. What are you ashamed of? You must be ashamed if you're wearing a mask. What are you ashamed of that you have to wear a mask? Secret police raids, injuring lawful protesters, arresting labor leaders and politicians. That's fascism right there. It's here in the United States. Another report came out yesterday. ICE agents raided an elementary school graduation. They went to an elementary school during a graduation, traumatized dozens and dozens of children just to catch their illegal immigrant parents and throw them in jail. Is this what you voted for? Is it? American citizens, legal American citizens are being arrested in ICE raids because they think that they're here illegally. That is intimidation to try to stop you from protesting. Don't stop. Is it okay for ICE agents to dress in tactical military gear? No, that's intimidation because they want you to be scared and they want you to stop. Don't be scared and don't stop. If I may give a suggestion, if you're trying to block ICE cars, like this person is here, power in numbers. One person's not going to do it. Maybe 5 or 10 might. And also, you might want to jump onto the hood of the car and just grab one. This guy ended up walking away. He was fine. He did get knocked over, but he was fine. He got up and walked away. This is America right here. The new United States of America, everybody.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did the exact same thing that would happen in '92. I wouldn't be surprised. Because once you back them into a corner, they ain't got no choice but to go through you. This is insane. This is insane. What up, y'all?
The fascist regime known as the Third Reich. Your leader is America for Argentina. That's America. Go back to Osa. Go back to the other side of the ocean. Go back to the other side of the ocean. Go back to the other side of the ocean. He's coming!
Don't sit on it. This type of shit don't impress me. If you want to impress me, y'all gather up all those your peoples and you go to the White House. protest all your anger and all your rage on to Washington. Try to get to the White House. It's nearly impossible. Well, no, it ain't. Because all they're gonna do is they got a whole bunch of cameras in it. But the gate is that far wide of the White House. You're not gonna go through it. You're not gonna go through it. Go to Washington. Put all your people on the bus, and let Trump know how you feel. That would impress me.
Los Angeles. Good evening. I'm Micah Oman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. Dozens were arrested during the sweep as angry protesters clashed with federal agents on the streets of downtown LA.
The surprise raids took place this morning, but the chaos continues into the night as hundreds face off with police. It all began at a Home Depot and then in LA's Garment District as federal agents used flashbang grenades to clear the protest.
Let's see. There it is.
Bye. Well, there's several federal buildings there in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles. So you're looking at a live shot via Reuters of National Guard troops in Los Angeles.
Certain buildings, they will not let you go through there. I would charge in like a damn bull. But this is what you wanted. Now that you flexed your God-given right to vote, you flexed it without asking any questions, without meeting with the man, without. This is on y'all.
So I have no idea if there's going to be more protests today, but we figured we'd give you an update here.
There'll be more
bring you some updates, take some comments and questions on the air. And there are courts in that building. I think there's a detention center there as well. I believe there's several federal buildings on that block. I got to look it up again. But there is the Ed R. Roybal Federal Building in U.S. Courthouse is one of them.
What the hell?
Few protesters there right now. Catherine said there are some planned protests today in LA. I'll have to look up more about that. I got to pull up my map.
Did she say we're a Democrat? Democrats didn't vote for none of this shit.
You know, there's a different federal building behind there, right behind the Roybal Federal Building. There's another federal building. The Roybal Federal Building is that reddish one, if I have that right. And then on the right, actually, is a there's a detention center and Justice Department, and it's another federal building, but it includes a federal detention center, I believe. Yeah, the white building on the right includes it's MDC Los Angeles, which is a federal prison. So 2 federal buildings right there on the left and right. There's also a VA clinic, which is a smaller building in the right to the left as well.
No emergency. Emergency? I can't read that.
Hang on 1 second.
So they're just there for protection. They ain't there for nothing else. But if shit does pop off, they got the tools to restrain people. They can't arrest them, but they can restrain you.
Deployed 2,000 of them.
And damn, we're supposed to be going to LA next on Monday. Not this Monday, but next Monday.
Hey, let me just thank a couple people here. I want to thank our moderators who are here. I really appreciate it. Beth Mythical is moderating. Thank you. Also, Carms, Janet B. I appreciate it. Roberts May Queen. And they're all moderating over there on YouTube. I appreciate it.
Where is someone that's in charge that can, an elected official has a right to go to check out what's going on? Who can I speak to?
Hey, wait a second. Hold on a second.
No?
Why you bucket? What would you do your old ass on?
Is that Maxine Waters? I was just wondering if that was Maxine Waters, who is a U.S. representative.
Who
represents southern Los Angeles and portions of Gardena, Inglewood, and Torrance. Some of our viewers are saying that was Maxine Waters. She's a congressional representative, if that's her.
She's dressed as whatever.
Hey, also, thanks to our moderators, Good Luck Duck, LB Prairie Dawn, Matthew Kohai 3, McRitches, Miss Lovely Sky on Twitch, Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X, and also Margaret Riley over on Facebook, Charlotte Webb. Thanks for moderating over there. Oh, Shan Onofre says she's been there during the morning. That's what our viewer Shan says. Hey, thanks to
well, that was Maxine Waters. Okay.
Quick thanks also to Whole Toads. Thank
say,
you, Whole Toads, Michael Joseph Murray for being a member, Marcus Peterson from Denmark, SRF, Dirt Bath, thank you. Also our members, Michael N., Joe Webb, The Watchman.
Like what really can she do? Let's be perfectly honest here. Without any real numbers, without any, I don't know what they could do. Oh, snap, my bad. I don't know what they can do at this point unless they, within less than a year and some change, they start putting Democratic people in them seats, in those new seats. And you're going to have to deal with this for the next 3.5 years. And he can do damage. He's already done damage. Trump has already proven that his little scandalous he's racist. He's been a racist. His whole family is prejudiced. He's just a racist, a bigot, a fucking. It's just terrible. But I don't know who even looked his way in the first place is my first question. There had to be somebody that got so upset. This is my guess. There had to be somebody that was so upset with Obama that they had to say if I want to know who put him in there in the first place. I want to know who put his ass in there. I ain't think I mean, putting him in there was bad enough, but I ain't think it was gonna get this worse.
You know, also, I could see a world in which people wake up and they find out that the National Guard is there and there's some protesters there and they say, hey, let's just walk down there. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised if more people just show up. Now, where are they going? Where are those people going? But it looks like there's an officer over there. I think. I'm confused. Thanks, Kim Jong-un, for your support.
Now, this is all started with that. This is all started with.
So there's a federal prison right here. There's another federal building there, a courthouse in this complex. Oh, there's Maxine. It's Maxine Waters. I believe that is Maxine Waters, who's a congressional rep that represents South Los Angeles. Okay, so that is, I believe that it's Maxine Waters.
We're plugged into the Jackery and the live view and all that stuff. I can maneuver with the.
Thanks also to Caleb.
What can she do? What can Jasmine do? Jasmine can't do anything. The only thing they can hope to do is try to put some type of positivity in the seats coming up soon in the early elections. That's the only thing they can do. Unless they can prove impeachment, some type of impeachment, which is highly doubtful at this stage, or they can prove some type of number that he is abusing his power illegally, then there's nothing that they can do. The only thing they can do is hope to ignore his ass.
Reports to figure out how big these things were, because there was a lot of just cameras there. But you might think, Caleb, that they weren't that big. Thank you, Caleb, for writing in and for your support. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, we have people in our chat are debating that, whether the protest size and the nature of the protest warranted the response, for example, the National Guard. Now, the governor, Gavin Newsom, thought that that LA did not need the National Guard. He said there was no need for it. They didn't need they didn't need the extra bodies there, the extra troops. So I'll let you guys debate that amongst yourselves. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you.
You had plainclothes officers getting catching these people, it went from plainclothes officers to now the National Guard getting involved. This is illegal in my term. This is illegal. This is totally illegal.
And you stand here to allow it. I am sick and tired of it. You should be sick and tired of it. You think any of these people in the White House senators and talk about you? Not one of them do. They laugh at you. Our president laughs at you. He calls you fools. He said the people who died overseas in the military were just. It's about your place in history, ladies and gentlemen. Ask yourself when you wake up.
Hey, I have a second camera angle, so I want to show you that. Hold on. Let's switch to the second camera angle. Hold on a moment.
You're tough behind your fucking mask.
Hold on. I'll get you volume.
This is our fucking community, and we will fight for it if we have to. Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets?
Why talk?
Oh, hold on.
Do it now.
Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
I feel like we're turning into fucking Russia.
Yeah.
Does anyone have that feeling that we are turning into Russia? And America is slowly falling from the grace and hopes of what democracy once had. And these fascists are out here.
I just think at this point, I mean,
Such a big problem.
I do feel like if you know, Los Angeles has millions of people. If just a small percentage of them wake up and say, I want to go check some protest out, I mean, they might just see this on the internet or TV or read about it and be like, I'm going to go down there. So I would expect more people to show up at this location at this point. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
No racist! Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
Hey, you're talking to mindless people. Get the real people to come. Get Trump punk ass to come down there. He ain't got the guts to do it. He a little bitch. He an old bitch. All he had to, his punk. He ain't gonna come down there and talk with you people. He's not gonna talk. He's not going to speak to people with a brain. He's gonna send his mindless troops out there. One order from him, and y'all done. As a friend of mine, Maurice Montrese said, a little bit to the right, boom, no more Trump. A little bit to the right, no more Trump. They're trying to get his ass 2 times. Even at the golf course is like, nah, that no, you're wasting your time, man. You're just wasting your time. They're trying to assassinate Donald Trump. Who cares? He was an asshole then. Before the presidency, he was an asshole then. He's an asshole now. He's a bigger asshole now, but he has a license to be an asshole now. To be a true asshole. To be the ultimate asshole. Because you gave him power. I did not take my ass to the voting booth and give him nada. You fight for them. You gotta fight for democracy in this country. You don't give a fuck about no goddamn democracy. He's a goddamn communist. That's what Trump is. He's a fucking communist. That's why I don't like politics. Politics give you this feeling, the illusion of we take care of our people just as God took care of the church. This is illusion. This is the illusion of inclusion. They got my symbol. They got my symbol. Look, y'all, they got my symbol. They have my symbol up there. Lower right. Look to the right. Look to the lower right. You see that? It says F Amerikkk. It got the 3 guys in it. Cool. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Women and children being detained. That is what we are asking. Is that they release. They are being detained.
Yeah.
That does not work. Not allow for men to move over in legal ways because they can't. So they risk their lives to come over here for a better life. And we penalize them. They take your food. They build their homes. And then we lock them up like criminals.
Some of our viewers are mentioning other protests they've heard about. I'd love to hear if you know of like places on social media where they post like a protest invite. I just sort of like to hear about it. If you want, you can message me at Lookner on X. I'm not aware of different ones that have been. I mean, I just mentioned there were 3 going on right now downtown, according to the LAPD. But yeah, if you have a link to like like a page for a group that's planning.
Style operation ordered by Donald Trump to stem protests over controversial immigration policies that have exploded onto the streets for the past 2 days. You are looking live members of the California National Guard to bolster local law enforcement, and that's what you're seeing at this moment. This is a power not invoked in Los Angeles since the infamous Rodney King riots of 1992. Let's turn to journalist Steve Futterman, who is in downtown Los Angeles near that very building that we're showing you. This is a different perspective of that live shot we just showed you, where the National Guard have been spotted, where they are setting up shop. So, Steve, bring us up to speed. It has been a volatile weekend, to say the least, in Los Angeles. Where do things stand right now?
Well, absolutely. You can see behind me, these are some of the first National Guard troops that have been deployed here in Southern California. We expect around 2,000 members of the National Guard to eventually be deployed. And this is the downtown Roy Ball building. Behind me is, around me is where some of the confrontations were taking place late last night. In fact, if you look at some of the walls behind me on either side, you can see lots of very explicit graffiti attacking ICE officials. But these are the National Guard troops, which we're going to see here for probably the next week or so. Now, let's go back to what's happened in the last 24 hours. It's been a very tense 24 hours. Lots of confrontations in various areas. We talked about the confrontations last night, approaching midnight, past midnight. There were people going after the law enforcement officials, throwing rocks, lots of chanting, lots of flashbangs being used, the tear gas, pepper spray. Now, earlier yesterday in Paramount, California, near a Home Depot center, there was another major confrontation Protesters thought that the authorities were going to go after some of the day laborers who often gather at the Home Depots. We don't know if they were actually going to do that, but it got the protesters very upset. There were many confrontations there as well. Finally, the sheriff's department moved in and cleared them out. Now let's listen to some of the protesters who are very upset with these raids. That's what's prompted all of this, these raids to pick up people who are in the U.S. illegally and deport them.
It is a beautiful day of resistance because Trump, the administration, the Border Patrol, ICE, they know that they cannot go anywhere in this country where our people are and try to kidnap our workers, our people, and they can't do that without an organized and fierce resistance.
They're human beings just like any of us. We're Hispanics. We help the community. We help by doing the labor that people don't want to do.
This is the only way that the government is going to hear us. Whether we get hurt, whether they gas us, whether they throw whatever they're throwing at us, they're never going to stop us. All we have left is our voice.
So that is the opinions of lots of the protesters. And again, we don't know what's going to happen today. There is a rally scheduled not far from here at City Hall. Sometimes these rallies turn into additional confrontations. We've heard of no raids by ICE officials today, and we've heard no apparent confrontations yet today either, but it's still very early.
You know, at the beginning, Steve, I referenced the 1992 riots, and then the National Guard had to be brought in at that time. But you'll recall, as well as any of us, that at that time, the parameters were different. The mayor, the governor of the state, and the president of the United States were all on the same page that the riots had to be brought under control. You don't have that situation this time around. In fact, California's governor this time, Gavin Newsom, has specifically been very critical of the president for doing so, calling these actions inflammatory and saying the president is going over the governor's head. But the president not backing down. He's not a man known for doing that. And he says he's prepared to go even further if necessary. What does that tell us?
Well, you're right. I mean, I covered the 1992 Rodney King riots in this area here, and it was a much larger footprint. I mean, all parts of Los Angeles were really under threat. The rioting, the looting taking part in really all areas of Los Angeles. Here you have 3 or 4 hotspots, the downtown area near the courthouse. We had Paramount, California yesterday, and then maybe a bit to my right, the Chinatown area. But this has not been all throughout the city. You don't have Los Angeles, all of LA under fear. So it's an interesting point you bring up, but it looks like obviously the troops are here. Now, today on the Sunday talk shows, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, defended the move. He said bringing the Guard in is a good idea.
I have no concern about that at all. I think the president did exactly what he needed to do. These are federal laws. We have to maintain the rule of law, and that is not what is happening. And Gavin Newsom has shown an inability or an unwillingness to do what is necessary there. So the president stepped in. That's real leadership, and he has the authority and the responsibility to do it.
And he does have the authority to do it under some very old laws, the Insurrection Act. There could be some legal challenges. I think it's going to be very difficult to force the National Guard out. There have been, in addition to the Guard, questions today by Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, that maybe the Marines should be sent in. And Gavin Newsom, who you heard mentioned there, let's take to his spots of that. The Secretary is now on citizens. Newsom is just inflamed by all that, says that would be a big mistake. Hegseth has actually responded to Newsom. You can look there. Hegseth saying that, gee, I mean, we're trying to talk about Marines coming in to help protect you, and you're saying no to it. So there's a bit of a back and forth between the Trump administration. It's going to be very interesting, Natasha. One thing that people are wondering, is Donald Trump doing this to make LA an example? Obviously, his relationships with Newsom, the governor, Karen Bass, the mayor, the senator from this area, Adam Schiff, who was on the impeachment committees, those are not close relationships. And there are some people who feel that Trump may be doing this intentionally, may be an example. If that's the case, next week is going to be very intense indeed.
Journalist Steve Butterman in Los Angeles. Thank you, Steve.
Well, we know what it is. We know what it is. So if you're in the Los Angeles area, if you're black, let me start that off. If you're black in the Los Angeles area, living in the Los Angeles area, I'm gonna tell you straight out, stay the fuck out of that. This is not your fight. This is not your battle. I don't know why we're out there. I only saw like a few people out there. This is not your battle. This is not your place. Stay your ass away. Stay away. Where ain't nobody came to our aid. Stay the fuck out of that. You go out there, you on your own. Those are not your people. If they weren't willing to come to your aid when Rodney King was getting his ass whooped, what makes you, and amongst other things, what makes you think that we want anything to do with that bullshit there? The fight is on them, not us. The fight is on them, not us.